This video is brought to you by Answerly, a question platform that pays you for adding high-quality answers on different questions. The users are rewarded in Answerly tokens, which they can easily convert into dollars or any other cryptocurrency by using one of the exchanges mentioned in the description.
The Vampire Diaries was an 8-season vampire drama that featured a great array of heroes and villains whose stories were adored by viewers. Given the numbers of plots and characters the Vampire Diaries creators had to manage at the same time, no one should be surprised that the show's production was both fascinating and demanding. Hello and welcome to our YouTube channel. In today's video, we will show you the excruciating prosthetics and makeup used on the cast of Vampire Diaries. If you're new here, make sure to smash the like button, subscribe to our channel, and hit the notifications bell to get updates whenever we post. One of the reasons the Vampire Diaries is so popular is that it is so well made. A drama like this requires a lot of special effects, and actors who portray vampires spend a lot of time in the makeup chair. It can take up to an hour to change a human into a vampire due to the usage of prosthetics, custom-made caps on their teeth for fangs, and contact lenses. The blood utilized in the show is a corn syrup-based edible blood with food coloring, salt, and peppermint flavor. Connor McCullough, a special effects makeup artist, said he makes a few gallons at a time, which will last for around 2 or 3 months of filming. The cast should be quite cautious with it because it is absolutely dirty and difficult to clean. In honor of the series, here's a look at the actors' painful prosthetics and makeup from the show. Number 1. Come closer, I won't bite. If you've ever wondered what it's like to be bitten by a vampire, the answer is awkward and gentle. The sharp-looking teeth seen on screen are actually just stretchable caps. Those innocuous fangs wouldn't leave a mark on your neck in real life. The worst thing that could happen if you encounter this night beast is that you might fall out. To avoid that unpleasant circumstance, a team of expert makeup artists created an original custom pair for each actor that needed fangs for the scene, with succinct and precise proportions and forms. Isn't it true that the bloodthirsty vampires don't appear so nasty and vicious after all? Showing their fangs is a vampire power move, but it was a full ordeal for some to make it happen. Have you ever noticed that, unlike in any other vampire-themed film, we rarely see characters walking around with their fangs out? We often only get to glimpse their savage side in scenes with a bite in them. The truth is that the actors' list was caused by the perky fangs, which undermined the whole seductive predator look. Keeping in character with a mouthful of artificial teeth while being terrifying, violent, and sexy is an art form in and of itself. Nina Dobrev acknowledges that her caps left her unable to speak, but it didn't stop her from conducting an entire masterclass on television while flaunting her top-notch vampire look. Number 2. Wounds and more gore. Would it even be the Vampire Diaries if there wasn't bloodshed and casual heart extractions? We enjoy the hit show's fight scenes and never-ending poking with a stake between the Salvatore brothers, and such things took a lot of work to come off as realistic. A bite wound may appear to be nothing more than a smear of artificial blood on the body, but the truth is that the entire process was a mess. The makeup artist then bonded down layers of prosthetics to the skin to give it texture and volume, but that's not quite enough to make it work. This small piece of rubber requires a lot of work to be seamlessly blended in to match the skin color, and then you strategically top it up with blood, so the bite marks are not just a random patch, but a well-thought-out shape of multiple layers and textures to make it the most believable bite mark you've ever seen. There were some minor reservations on set, however, as some of the show's most famous moments involve vampires ripping their rivals' hearts from their chests with their own hands. The fact that the image is false may make you feel less creeped out by it. Nonetheless, one of the cast members ate the artificial heart on set. The special someone was, and surprisingly, Joseph Morgan, who played the hybrid Klaus. Number 3. Sweet blood carnage. As filthy and disturbing as the moments involving blood drinking appear to be, they turn out to be the most delightful. And I don't mean that in a figurative sense. The reason behind the incredible realistic supply you observe in Mystic Falls can be found in one extremely fascinating ingredient, colored syrup. The blood consumed by the vampires in the series is actually edible. A drop of food coloring, a bit of salt for preservation, and peppermint essence were added to make it more tasty and tolerable for the players. Yummy! Let's get into the details of this do-it-yourself prop. The team had to create roughly 5 different sorts of blood textures for the shots. When actors would physically down a shot of it in a close-up scenario, the red 40 food coloring combined with a cherry juice extract was used. For dripping from the mouth and wounds, a corn syrup-based mixture was applied, and other fake blood smoothie mixtures nearly made Ian Somerhalder vomit. It's no surprise that the performers grumbled about the possibility of developing diabetes as a result of all the moments in which they had to drink a mouthful of sugar-laced liquid after the recording. Knowing how much of an advocate for a healthy living Ian Somerhalder is, the lead star claimed that every cell in his body was rejecting taking it in. It's a mystery how the actor survived the vampire diet for a decade. On a show like The Vampire Diaries, the special effects team had to produce several gallons of blood at a time, and it wouldn't last more than 2 to 3 months. And remember the blood-stained garments on the show? Apparently, you can't just take that to the dry cleaners either. The makeup team stated that the synthetic blood was exceedingly difficult to remove, and the cast would have to be extremely careful not to tamper with it, which explains the numerous clothes changes. All of those expensive shirts the performers were wearing in that scene would only last one take. Number 4. Vicious Vampires and Vades. Now, it's time to talk about the show's real game changer, the characteristic angry and hungry vampire eyes. Let us remember the frightening red contact lenses that the cast had to put up with for our viewing pleasure. It may appear to be a fantastically fun appearance to embody, but it was brutally uncomfortable. Nina Dobrev related her experience with the lenses to the pain of having 20 eyelashes trapped inside your eye. Yikes! The cause for the horrible pain was due to the size of the lenses, which essentially encompassed the entire eyeball, leaving little room for vision or movement. Meanwhile, the terrifying bulging veins were the work of CGI experts, who had to go through a lot of trouble to produce the final product. Behind the scenes, the vampires in the episode had only a scatter of black ink dots around their eyes. None of it would have been possible without the incredibly gifted artist who gave it life. It was more than simply an eerie shadow on the face. It was a separate character that conveyed passion, wrath, ambivalence, or conflict in order to adjust the entire performance. Number 5. Hair is everything. Remember when Alina realizes she has feelings for Damon and they share their first kiss? You could imagine it as an epic scene, with all the rain pouring down their faces. The actual star, though, was the makeup team, who gave it their all and worked tirelessly to make it work. The truth was that it was freezing at Atlanta at the time, and the rain you were seeing was caused by enormous water cranes raining down on Alina and Damon, Ian and Nina, in order to capture the ultimate passionate photo. Nina later claimed that she left the scene in the middle and hurried to the makeup chair to get rid of all the icicles in her eyes and hair. The makeup team had to literally blow dry her head to get her look like she wasn't freezing to death. So did Ian. Everything is a trick. Despite the production's best efforts to be as authentic as possible, some aspects simply have to be faked for the sake of appearance in a smoothly running scene. And let's be honest, those prosthetics and makeup are really painful if we were in their position. Would you rewatch The Vampire Diaries now that you learned these things? Let us know your thoughts about these actors' excruciating prosthetics and makeup in the comments section down below.
If you like this video, make sure to smash the like button and subscribe to this channel. To learn more about Answerly and Answerly tokens, check out the links in the description.